Since the morning, you've been hearing the Supreme Court verdict, the 10% EWS quota for jobs, which has been upheld by the Supreme Court. Let me very quickly break it all down for you and just make it simpler for you to understand what actually has happened. EWS, Economic Weaker Section Quota, the 10% quota in jobs education has been upheld by a majority verdict by the Supreme Court. The constitutional validity of the 103rd Amendment has also been upheld by the bench. 3-2 was the division as far as the bench is concerned, 3 in favour, 2 against. Interestingly, Chief Justice UU Lalit and Justice Ravindra Bhatt are the dissenting judges. EWS quota, this is what they said, cannot be treated at par with the general category. That was the majority view as far as this verdict is concerned. Now, it also doesn't violate the basic structure of the Constitution. That also was the majority view among the 5-judge bench. The Constitution doesn't allow exclusion. That is what Justice Ravindra Bhatt with his dissent note has said. And reservation is instrument for affirmative action is what the majority view in this entire case has, in fact, the majority view of the bench has been. Now, quota for the poor among the forward classes has been cleared by the Supreme Court today. What is this quota? Very quickly, just a quick, explainer for you. This is 10% quota in jobs education for the poor, economically backward people. Those with up to 8 lakh rupees annual income can avail this quota. The scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, OBCs who already get reservation are not covered in this quota. So basically, this is for the so-called general categories. This quota would be benefiting them. The EWS quota brings forward the caste poor in the quota ambit. Centre had cleared this in 2019, in fact, and nearly 40 petitions had challenged this. For that, now it's the curtains on those petitions challenge. Now, after this quota's implementation, let me very quickly tell you, and this is very interesting, how does the entire big reservation pie chart of India looks? The big pie where through reservation that people have been in fact talking about. Now, just take a look at this. Already, there is a 15%. There is a 15% scheduled tribes, scheduled caste, in fact, quota. Add to it the 7.5 scheduled tribes in quota. OBCs get about 27%, quota. And apart from that, now add to this a 10% economically weaker section quota. So the quota ceiling, which a larger bench has put at 50, has already been breached. Now, the quota ceiling is now touching about 60% in most states, whereas there are many other states, ladies and gentlemen, which already have breached that ceiling even before this was enacted. So now, what does this mean? It also means, ladies and gentlemen, that the Supreme Court's 50% ceiling is, which was inflexible, now no longer, applies as far as after this verdict is concerned. Now, what is the political impact? Because trust me, this is not the last that you have heard on it, and especially with the political parties already speaking about this, it is going to be massive political repercussions. Verdict consolidates, ladies and gentlemen, BJP's position as the pro-upper caste party. The BJP can go to town and say we are the only ones who have done something for the sworn or the upper class caste as far as this country is concerned, without diluting the quota for the SC, STs and the OBCs. It will have an immediate impact on the upcoming polls, Himachal Pradesh polls. It will have an impact. Why? Because Himachal Pradesh, predominantly upper caste presence in Himachal Pradesh. In fact, if you add, it's about 50% of the caste ratio in Himachal Pradesh is upper caste. It will also have an immediate bearing on the upcoming Gujarat polls, where the BJP would be able to strengthen its hold on the Patidar community in Gujarat, because the 2017 reservation, the fight was for reservation for the Patels, for the Patidars. The BJP would be able to now say that we'll give it to you from that quota. Over 33% voters are from the upper caste in Gujarat. Now it will also open a Pandora box for other states, any other states like the Maratha agitation in Maharashtra or any other states where the upper caste are fighting, agitating. The governments would be able to use this as an instrument to assuage those fears as far as these communities are concerned. It also, the whole excuse of the 50% ceiling is no longer valid, and states can use this to exceed the existing quota. Very quickly, what have been the political parties saying about this? BJP, of course, welcoming this entire, judgment. BL Santosh has said it's a big boost in the direction for social justice. One surprising, reaction came from, well, not surprising, but reaction, very strong reaction against this verdict came from Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin. The verdict, a setback for the century-old social justice struggle, is what he has said. Meanwhile, the Congress party, which is very, very cautious as far as this entire reaction is concerned, has welcomed the Supreme Court judgment. But its leaders like Udit Raj, those who have been raising question mark over the Supreme Court, are going to put the Congress party in a bind. For the TMC also, they said it's a historic big step in achieving economic equality. Manoj Jha of the RJD, the government should conduct caste-based census now. This is also a big demand, in fact, coming in from the RJD. When in the parliament enacted this, voted on this, quota, it was RJD which walked out of the parliament. Many political parties, but openly have not been coming out and speaking anything against this. One more interesting fact about this before I move on. CJI Lalit dissented with the majority view in this EWS reservation matter. He is the only second dissenting opinion by the Chief Justice of India in the last 5 years. Before this, it was CJI Kher who had dissented with the majority view in the triple talaq case in 2017. So this is also a rare occurrence.